video. Today, Creepypasta I'm going to bring is called Annabelle, but before I get into it, I do want to say a few things. First off, the video is one take, so if you hear me stumble, mumble, fumble, and mess up my words, I'm sorry, this is a one take. And second thing, I do want to say, please consider using code GOONS at GameStop.gg. It's code GOONS, and you can use that to get 10% off at checkout. But outside of that, let's get into it. This Creepypasta is called Annabelle. Annabelle was the focus of a case that famed paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren. This took part during the early 1970s and is highlighted in the book The Demonologist. It had been stated that this is one of the most unusual cases of a possessed object on record. In 1970, a mother purchased an antique Raggedy Ann doll from a hobby store. The doll was a present for her daughter Donna on her birthday. Donna was a student in college at the time, preparing to graduate with her nursing degree. She resided in a tiny apartment with her roommate, Angie, who was a nurse as well. Pleased with the doll, Donna placed it on her bed as a decoration, and didn't give it a second thought until a few days later. Within that time, both Donna and Angie noticed that it appeared to be something very strange and creepy about the doll. It apparently moved on its own, and there were relatively unnoticeable movements at first, like it changed its position, but with a passage of time, the movements with the doll became more noticeable. Donna and Angie would come home to find the doll in a completely different room from which they had left it in. Sometimes the doll would have been found cross-legged on the couch with its arms folded. Other times, it was found upright, standing on its feet, leaning against a chair in the dining room. Several times, Donna would place the doll on the couch before leaving for work, then return home to find it back in her room on the bed with the door closed. And this is with the medium. One night, Donna came home to find the doll had moved again. This time, it was on her bed. Donna had discovered that this was typical of the doll, but somehow, she knew that this time it was different. Something wasn't right. A sense of fear came over her when she inspected the doll and saw what looked like to be blood drops on the back of his hand and on his chest, seemingly from nowhere. A red liquid had appeared on it. Scared and desperate, Donna and Angie decided that it was time to seek expert advice, not knowing where to turn to. They contacted a medium, and a seance was held. Donna was then introduced to the spirit of Annabelle Higgins. The medium related to the story of Annabelle to both Donna and Angie. Annabelle was a young girl that resided on the property before the apartments were built. She was only 7 years old when her lifeless body was found in the field upon which the apartment complex now stands. The spirit related to the medium said that Annabelle felt comfort with Donna and Angie and wanted to stay with them by moving into the doll. Feeling compassion for Annabelle and her story, Donna gave her permission to inhabit the doll and stay. They were soon to find out, however, Annabelle was not what she seemed. Later that week, Donna saw the doll, or Annabelle, was ripped and had jagged cuts along her mouth. One night, Donna woke up to someone singing like a little girl. She walked into her bathroom to see Angie dead, with the words "Wanna Play" written in blood of her friend. The doll was never found. Now this is Lou. Lou was friends with Donna and Angie and had been with them since the day the doll arrived. He had never been fond of it and on several occasions warned Donna that it was evil, saying that she should get rid of it. However, Donna had developed a personal tie to the doll and decided to keep it, despite Lou's feelings. Her decision was a terrible mistake. One night, Lou awoke with a jolt of terror, a jolt that didn't seem like it was from his usual nightmares. Somehow, something felt different. What would appear to be a common case of sleep paralysis became all too real. He looked around the room but couldn't discern anything out of the ordinary. At first, anyway, looking down towards his feet, he then saw the doll, Annabelle. It began to slowly glide up his leg, moving over his chest and stopping at his neck. Helpless against it, the doll began to strangle him. After a moment, Lou, at the point of asphyxiation, blacked out. He woke up the next morning certain it wasn't an ordinary night terror, and determined to rid himself of that doll and the spirit that possessed it. Preparing for a road trip the next day, Lou and Donna was reading over the maps alone in her apartment. The place was eerily quiet. The silence was broken when a rustling sound coming from Donna's room aroused fear that someone had broken in. Lou, determined to figure out what was causing the noise, quietly made his way to the bedroom door. He waited for the noise to stop before entering and turning on the light. The room was empty except for Annabelle, whom was tossed into a corner on the floor. Lou searched the room for signs of forced entry, but nothing was out of place. And as he got closer to the doll, he got the distinct impression that somebody was behind him. Spinning around, Lou found that despite his unease, nobody besides himself and the doll were in the room. Then, in a flurry of motion, he found himself doubled over in pain, with blood dripping from a cut on his chest. Upon opening his shirt, there on his chest appeared to be 7 distinct claw marks. And today, I do hope you enjoyed this article. Should you ever want to visit the infamous Annabelle, she can be found at the Warren Occult Museum in Moodus, Connecticut. The museum is run by Lorraine Warren and the famous paranormal investigator, and now frequent guest on television show The Paranormal State. Housed in a glass case at the museum, you will find Annabelle. Miss Warren relates that Annabelle still moves about occasionally, and is still known to make the growling noises at unsuspecting visitors. So, that was Annabelle. This was the original one. It wasn't Annabelle from the movies. And I hope you all enjoy the little creepypasta. Well, technically it's creepypasta, or more like retelling, but it is here on the wiki, so I hope you all enjoyed. Outside of that, I don't really have anything else to say. Thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you want to see more, please consider subscribing. You'll see stuff pop up on screen right now, like a playlist. Go check that out. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.